What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I am here today with the review for The Oval. This is season 1, episode number 22. Guys, I think we have 3 more episodes left. I think it's 25 episodes in this season. And this episode was titled The Loving Parents. So, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into this episode review. Alright, guys, so this episode, we're going to take a character, people by people. So this episode, it picked up where last week's episode left off. You guys remember, Kyle and Max, they were having that fake fight. Now, with that fight, it was just comical to me. I have to be honest with you guys. So we see Max. Max gets up off the ground, has his gun, and when he stands up, there is there's Kyle who has Yuma. He had Yuma, and he had the gun in Yuma's hand, and he had her shoot Max point blank, flying Max through the glass window. Now I don't know how much thought Kyle put into that situation. Her hands are tied, so unless you untied her and everything, then how did this shootout happen? And then he turns around and shoots her multiple times. So again, I'm sitting here questioning, like, so how is any of this believable? So Yuma shot Max multiple times, and then he shot her as well. Like, the map, like, I don't understand how that did not add up. Yuma has all these bullet holes in her, and she's inside the building. Max has bullet holes on his chest. He's outside the building. So who killed them? Is it gonna be gang violence, or are you trying to say that they killed each other? Because that's not possible. Literally, that's not possible. It's possible that they could have shot at each other, but for them to have, never mind, never mind. Let's move on. So then we see Kyle. So Kyle, he goes and he blows up the car. And then Hunter calls him, and Hunter's like, so the mattress, did you take care of it? And he's like, it's taken care of. And, he's like, well, Victoria's going to want to talk to you. He says, I'll talk to her. He says, well, you might want to bring a big gun. He says, I'll do that. And he says, once you finish talking to her, come and see me and be prepared to pull your pants down. And so, excuse me, then Kyle says, yes, sir. He says, dude. He's like, yes, sir. You weren't supposed to say yes, sir. It was a joke. He was like, you were supposed to say, why would I do that? And then I was gonna say, so I can look at your ass and see how much ass you have left after Victoria chewed it off. And then he calls him a weirdo, but he didn't hang up the phone. I'm like, wow, Hunter, you are so stupid and oblivious. Do you don't even realize that Kyle is gay? Hunter's a dumbass. Let's move on. All right, you guys. So since I was just talking about Victoria, let's go ahead and discuss Victoria. So, like I said, Victoria, she went to talk to Hunter and told him that Max moved the, well, not Max, but Kyle moved the mattress. He says, okay, it's handled. She was like, what? He's like, I trust him. She's like, how and why? And I'm like, exactly. Again, Hunter is so stupid. I think that's going to be their downfall, is Hunter being so trusting of people that he don't really know like that. Like, God. So again, I have to agree with Victoria when she called her assessment is 100% correct on Hunter. Dumbass. Like a complete, total dumbass. So then we see Gail. So Gail is in her room and she's on, FaceTime or whatever with her lawyer. So Victoria comes to the door for Gail to open the door up, and Gail's like, she's here. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna record, this interaction with Victoria so that they can have it as evidence in, I guess, family court. So, like I said, Victoria's bamming on the door for Gail to open the door, and Gail says no. So then Victoria goes to the phone and she calls for someone to bring her a sledgehammer. I'm like, wow, Victoria. You know that she's called a lawyer, but you want a sledgehammer? I mean, that's going to strengthen her case that you're abusive. A sledgehammer? Why not just ask for the goddamn key? Because I'm pretty sure that the rooms have locks on them. If it's locked, I'm pretty sure it has a key to it. So ask for the fucking key. But nope, she wants a sledgehammer. A sledgehammer, I say. A sledgehammer. So I'm gonna tie this in because we saw Donald. So Donald was in his office, and his assistant, his aide, Alan comes in there, and he was like, "Don't talk to me, don't yes sir me unless you know how the first daughter is able to reach out to this lawyer." He says, "Well, I think I have a good idea." He says, "Well, how is it?" He says, "It's the president's secure Wi-Fi," and he says, "And there's some strange stuff on that Wi-Fi." He was like, "What is it?" He's like, "Well, there is some violent bondage on there." I'm like, "Well, that wasn't Hunter. I think Hunter's just into porn, straight, just regular, get straight to it porn, just, you suck me, I eat you, I screw you, I skeet, that kind of stuff." I mean, I said it like that, but it came out that way. So he gives Donald the file, and Donald opened up that file. I'm like, that little manila folder. I'm like, and Donald like, ooh. I'm like, "Donald, there's nothing in there," because I could see that. All I could see was just a little piece of paper in there. I'm like, "Donald, what are you looking at?" Unless they printed out the whole website on there, which I mean you could, but so you getting excited. Actually, Donald wasn't even getting excited. It's just a steal, but whatever. Let's move on. So as Donald and Alan are running up to the residence, they intercept Victoria with the sledgehammer. She's going through the halls, and Donald's trying to get her to stop with the sledgehammer. He's like, "You're gonna ruin the floors." I'm like, "Donald, I don't necessarily believe she gives a fuck about them floors. So it's just a moot point at this point, buddy." So then as they get towards, Gail's bedroom, he grabs the sledgehammer, takes it from her. She's like, "You son of a bitch, get that back." Now, Karen, I love you, girl. But can we fix that walk? No shade to you, but your walk is stiff. Like when you walk, your arms be like this. Just like this. So it just looks really stiff. Like, let your shoulders lean, let your shoulders lean. Like, just let your shoulder lean. Like, get like that. So Donald stood up to Victoria for once. I'm like, ooh, she ain't used to nobody standing up to her. But I will say Victoria gonna find the right person that's gonna knock the shit out of her ass one of these days. That's all I feel. So then Hunter comes up, and Hunter overheard everything, and she's like, "Fire him." He's like, "No, fire him. No, fire him." I'm like, "Victoria, stop saying fire him, because Hunter keeps telling you no." So then Donald does tell them that Gail is on a conference call at this current time with the lawyer, and what they need to do is they need to go in there and be a united front, and be the good parents. And Hunter and Donald says, "You know what? I'll go and get the keys so you guys can go in there." So Hunter tells her, like, "You need to thank him." She's like, "I will. I'll thank him, and I'll thank Kyle." Now, I don't know why Hunter didn't realize that she was being sarcastic as fuck. But Victoria did pose a really good question to Hunter. She was like, if this is such a secure Wi-Fi connection, how did they know that Gail was online at this point? Which that is a good question. That is a great question. Because I don't know any of them to be IT geniuses. So that is an actual good question. Like, if you're not an IT, because I mean, someone who knows IT would definitely be able to say, "Yeah, she's on Wi-Fi. She's on the Wi-Fi right now. We can see what she's doing. We can track the IP address, what it's doing." but I just don't know any of them to be people that are tech savvy. They could be. I don't know, but that is a good question that Victoria did pose to Hunter. But I'm pretty sure it went over Hunter's dumbass head. So then Gail. So she's in her room, still talking to her lawyer. Oh shit, that scared the hell out of me. She's in her room talking to the lawyer, and she's telling him that it's really quiet. She's quiet, and she's kind of scared. So then, Donald comes back with the keys. Victoria tells Donald, like, Donald, if you ever talk to me like that again, I will pay someone to fuck you up. He says, yes, ma'am. She says, oh, no, 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 no. I don't think you heard me. I didn't say I will pay someone to fuck you. I said I will pay someone to fuck you up. I'm like, God damn. Terrible. And then she tells him that she wants to, the Wi-Fi disconnected. He says, I think we should leave it on for a few days, so that way we don't cause any suspicion with the lawyer. So then Victoria and Hunter goes towards the room. They knock on the door. She says, go away. So then they open up the door and they go into the room. And at this point, they play the loving, doting parents to Gail. I'm like, oh shit, they just literally fucked your case up. Because the lawyers told his assistant, turn this shit off. I'm like, yep, Gail, you're fucked. Like Chuck. You're fucked like Chuck. Fucked like Chick. You shit out of luck. You shit out of luck up the creek without a paddle to row with, basically. Let's move on. Alright, you guys. So I'm going to discuss Lily, Bobby, and then I'm going to throw Donald in again with this situation. So Lily goes to Bobby, and I was like, when I saw those two, I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna have this terrible back and forth dialogue with those two. And we did. It wasn't as bad as normal, but it was terrible. So Bobby tells her that he was so worried about her, and she was like, cut the crap. And he says that she needs to tell him what is going on. She says, I can't do this. I can't be with him like that. Talk about Donald. And then she says, can I trust you? And he says, yes. She says, I want out. And can you keep me safe? Can you keep me hidden? And can you keep me protected? And I was just sitting there thinking to myself, like, wow, really? So you're asking a man that you just met a few days ago, you had sex with him twice, but again, you just met him a few days ago. Can you trust him? I'm gonna go out on the limb and say that answer is no, because you don't know him. Like you met him you met him on an airplane, and you fucked him in an airport bathroom and then in a hotel room. So, no, no, no. Because again, you just met him. What? You guys, for the life of me, I forget what the timeline. What is the timeline with this show? I've lost track of the timeline. I don't know what day we're on, but I do know that she literally just met him maybe 2 or 3 days ago. And she's asking him, can he keep her safe? Can he keep her hidden? No. But he tells her what she needs to do. She needs to file for divorce, and he'll take care of the rest. Again, this is someone that you just met. I am not about to put my life in someone's hands that I just literally met. Not gonna happen. Sorry. Not gonna happen. So he takes her phone from her and he says he needs her car. So I guess he's gonna get rid of all this stuff. And he says he has a safe house. And he tells her that she needs to leave everything behind. I'm still stuck on the fact that she's trusting this dude. I think it's a little stupid. I mean, I could be wrong here. Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? So then we see Donald. So Donald is getting ready to leave for the night. And he goes in there into Alan's little office and he asks if Lily ever called. He says no. And at this point, I was looking at Alan. I'm like, wait a minute. There's something off about Alan. I can't put my finger on it, but something is not right when it comes to Alan. I don't know. Again, I don't know what it is, but it's something off. So then, once Alan leaves, Donald goes in his office and he calls Lily and he leaves a voicemail for her saying he hopes she doesn't do what he thinks she did. Okay, let's move on. All right, you guys. So next, let us discuss Diane, Ellie, Alan, and Hunter. So, Diane, she's in her office, and Ellie comes in there, and Diane is like, "Girl, what the fuck you still doing here?" She's like, "I'm doing my job." And once again, Diane is going off on this trip about her, having sex with the president. And Ellie is telling her, like, I didn't do what you're accusing me of doing. She says, okay, then we'll show me your panties. And I'm like, girl, that is sexual harassment right there. You asking a girl to, I mean, I get it that you're another woman, but sis, you sitting her asking her to lift her dress up so you can see her panties. Now, who's to say she has any on? Like, now, if she were to lift up her panties and she ain't got shit on, you can be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I did not know that you freeballed. But then she would say, oh, well, these are your panties. And then what would she want her to do next? Try the panties on? Ugh. And if she would say that, I'd be like, bitch, I'm not putting on no other woman's panties. I don't know I don't know who those come from. Honestly, guys, I thought last week that they might have been, Diane's panties. But after Hunter called her fat, I'm like, nah, Hunter, if he thinks she's fat, he didn't fuck her. So, my mind started playing back. I'm like, you know what? Why do I feel like those are Denise's panties? Oh, those are Denise's panties, ain't they? Because didn't him and Denise have sex in the Oval? And that is so stupid. Well, why are you having sex in the fucking Oval? So, on Denise's way, Diane's way out, she stops by Hunter, no, not Hunter, Donald's office to ask Donald, would Hunter have sex in the Oval? He says, with his wife. She says, stop playing with me, Donald. He says, well, he is who he is. She said, well, that's speaks volumes for me. I'm like, girl, you found panties in the Oval. What the fuck do you think? So some woman just like, oh shit, my pussy just gotta be, free and breathe. And the bitch just took her panties off and just said, I'm not calling a woman a bitch, I'm just saying. She just took her panties off and said, ooh, let me take these bitches off and let these motherfuckers air out. Let these air out, let that air out, and we gonna be good. Oops, somebody's coming. Let me hide my panties between the cushion, or actually she found it between the pillow. Ugh. And then the fact that she found them and she touched them, that is nasty. You don't know what that woman had. Just putting that out there. Ew, that was so disgusting. So, Hunter, what a creep. I see where Jason gets it from. So Hunter went to, see Ellie, and Ellie tells him that Diane thinks they had sex with each other because of the panties she found. He's like, wait a minute, she found some panties? She's like, yeah, and she's saying that she's running a DNA test on them, and if they come back that is my DNA, then I'm fired. He says, don't worry about it, I'll handle it. So then we see Alan and Ellie, they both walk out together, and this is when we realize that Alan and Ellie are in a relationship with each other, but they have to play it off like they don't know each other. So then Ellie got a text message from Hunter, but Ellie lied to Alan saying that it was Diane telling her to write a report. He's like, well, I can stay with you. And she's like, oh no, it's okay. I'm like, dude, never mind. I'm gonna move on. All right, you guys. So the shit hit the fan with Barry, Nancy, and Richard. So Barry went to the hospital to see Richard, and he wants to apologize to Richard for everything that's happened because he's blaming himself. But Richard is like, you know what? I don't blame you, Barry, because your baby's missing, and he understands. I'm glad somebody understands the fact that that little girl has been missing for what, 3 or 4 days now. Um, yeah, she's been missing for a few days. Is she still alive, you guys? To all of you who watch Ruthless, let me know in the comment section. Is little Callie still alive? I think somebody told me that Ruth and Tally were trying to bring down the Ragadushis. Is that correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, like I said, Barry and Richard, they good. So then we see Nancy. So Nancy is calling her sister, and she's asking her why didn't she tell her about Picky. She's like, oh shit, girl, my bad. I meant to call you about that. I'm like, wait a minute. So her sister's strung out on drugs, because you could clearly see that. So then she says, she says, well, how did he die? She says, I don't know, because they called me, told me he was at the morgue, and she says the hospital. She's like, but I'm here right now. She says they needed me to come down and identify him, but I haven't been able to do it yet. So then she asked her for some money. Wait a minute. Who the fuck is that bitch? Fuck you, motherfucker. You think you're slick? Gonna come up here and ask me for some money. Well, ask that bitch for some money. I'm sorry, y'all. That scene just came into my head from Friday, when I said she asked her for some money. And then the fact that she a crackhead like Felicia. But back to that. So she hasn't been out to identify the body. So she's asking, asking Nancy for some money. Nancy says, you know what, I'm not giving you no money because, girl, you need to kick that habit. She's like, either you give me the money or I must tell what I know. I'm like, uh-oh, I know where this is going. And actually, somebody, and I had a discussion in my comment section about this last week. I did see it. I did see those signs. But more so, what I was really paying attention to last week's episode was Nancy's facial expressions and her acting. Terrible. And I really I want to like her so much, because the actress is a beautiful woman, but her acting is terrible. That's all I can say, is the acting is terrible. So then we see Nancy. And here's another scene where the acting is just not that great. She went to the morgue to identify Picky. And when she got in there and that woman showed her Picky's body, I can't even do her face, because it was that bad. I'm like, wow, Nancy, girl, you ain't even believable. But okay, we're going to run with it. So then, you guys, to close the episode out, Richard and Barry, they still in his room. So Barry was about to tell Richard something that he overheard, and Nancy comes in, and like, she really got on my nerves. It's this self-righteous thing with her when it comes down to it. It's like, oh my God, like, it's just like, she looks at Barry as if he's like scum under her shoes at this point. It's like, his daughter is missing, and here you are being holier than thou. Like, you are worse than Hannah. And Hannah gets on my nerves. But then Nancy made a big revelation. Now we found out that, they actually, Picky did live with her and Richard for a time. But, they felt like Barry was, starting to act like Picky, so they had to give him back to his, who they think was his mom, well, who Richard thought was his mama. But then Nancy, spilled the tea that was her son. And in next week's episode, Richard want to know who the daddy is. I'm gonna say Richard. I'm going to say you might not want to know who the daddy is. If my hunch is correct, it's somebody very close to you that you know and love. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But you guys, that was the Oval. Be sure to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification button so you guys know when I drop anything else. Also, share this video, and into the next one, you guys do me a solid favor. Take care of yourselves out there. Stay safe, and I will catch you guys later.